Jaya ma'am, shall we start the presentation?
Yes, we can start. I think time is also running.
So greetings from ITS CIFT to all the participants. Today's session, there are 3 presentations. First presentation is by Dr. A. Jayakumari. She is scientist in the fish processing division of ICR CIFT. She is specialized in the areas of byproduct utilization, functional foods and encapsulation. She is associated with many projects in this area and has several publications in peer-reviewed journals and books. She is a recipient of Peter Howgate Award 2012 for Young Fish Technologies for her doctoral program from Portugal and Best PhD Thesis Award from SIFI Mumbai. I welcome Dr. A. Jayakumari for her presentation. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Dr. Parvati, for introducing me. Dear participant, very good morning and good afternoon to all. My slides are visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. Yes, once again, I welcome all of you for this today's session.
Yes, yes.
So, I hope last 3 days you are interested with different aspects in fish processing and preservation and their value addition. So today my talk on high value secondary products from industrial seafood processing waste. So here I'm going to start my content. So here we will are going to discuss about what are the secondary raw material and the major waste generated during seafood processing and their percentage of the waste and its nutritional composition. And finally, the high value products from the secondary raw material from fish processing and also the shrimp processing. So if you think of any what is a secondary raw material in the seafood industry, it is considered the edible almost 40%. It constitutes the edible meat part. It's going for the human consumption. So the rest of the things that is considered as 60%. It is it is considered secondary product that includes the parts remaining after the major food product. That is, it includes the head, trimmings, skin, viscera, scale, bone. These are considered as leftover. Now it is called as the rest raw material or the secondary raw material. So it is estimated that the annual discard from the wild fisheries is to be approximately 20 million tons. It is around contributing almost 25% per year. So it is almost a huge amount. So we have to now currently, if you see any secondary product, high value product from the seafood waste means, as of now, mostly commercialized industrial products are come to the mind, that fish meal and the fish oil. But it has, apart from these, actually this secondary raw material has lot of potential to develop the so many high value product. So we'll see one by one. So as all we know, what are the major seafood products are we are exporting, that like say, fish based products, shrimp based product, from cephalopods product, and lobster, and then other fillet and shrimp. So each product will have the different the contribution of the waste. If you take the fish based product, there will be the head, frame, skin, intestine, and roes, tail, fin, scales are the major ones. So like in shrimp, if you take shrimp, it is a carapace and the tail portion, rostrum. Then if it is a cooked product, means there will be the cooked juice. If in case of squid, there are also visceral mass, peak, ink, cell. So these are the list I have given. What are the major waste? So actually, this not this all the this waste, it's contain the major compounds like a protein, enzyme, fat, and the pigments. If you say take the shrimp, it contains the major compounds of chitin, protein, and the pigments. So likewise, that from the majors we can extract the different bioactive compounds. So this table shows how much percentage of waste generated during the seafood processing in the different seafood product. If you take the shrimp product, so here the almost the waste only 50%. If you take the fish processing, it varies from 10 to 70%. In surimi, it is a 70%. If you take the cephalopods product, it is nearly 30 to 50%. In the squid waste product, it is around 22, so 50% are waste are generated. This table shows how much, what is the nutrition composition of the waste, solid waste from the fish and shrimp processing. See, if you take the fish processing, it is solid waste means already I mentioned the previous slide, that is composition of the head, skin, scale, viscera, all. So if you take all the solid waste, so the composition is contained proteins around 57.9%, fat, it's contained 19% fat, minerals, it is ash, it is 21.8, crude fiber is 1.2%, and calcium is 5.8. So other elements like phosphorus, it contains phosphorus, potassium, sodium, magnesium, iron, zinc, and copper. So then coming to the shrimp processing is, so here the nutrition composition, if you see, so protein we can recover almost 15 to 40%, and here another component is calcium carbonate, it contains 35 to 55%, and the lipids are 0.5 to 10%. So these actually we are not, if we are not using properly this the secondary material, it will, current practices are simply either it's go for dumping in the sea, or it may mostly converted to the fish meal or the fish oil. So we are mostly losing all the major nutrients like this. So this lead to the researcher to develop more high value products from the secondary product. So here where ICAR safety also working on the aspects of the waste utilization, and ICAR CFT has commercialized so many high value products from the secondary raw material. So here we will see one by one. So first we will see the what are the secondary raw material products from the fish seafood processing. So this already is the picture, it's highlighting what are the secondary raw material we'll get from the fish processing. Head, frames, skin, and viscera, and other materials such as tail, fin, scale also includes. So as I mentioned earlier, right now the commercial industrial product from the secondary material means the fish meal it's come to. So the fish meal it's prepared from the either the whole fish or the secondary processing waste method. It can be prepared by the two methods, either dry rendering or the wet rendering. Here, if you go for the fish meal production, so it contains a protein 50 to 60% protein, fat is 5 to 10%, ash it contains 12 to 35, and moisture is 6 to 10%. So what's importance if you all we know it is mostly used for the livestock feed supplement, and it contains high quality of animal protein with the essential amino acids, and it's a resource of B group vitamins, and it also is rich in the minerals like calcium and phosphorus and copper. So coming to the next thing, the fish oil. So fish oil can be prepared from the from the whole fish, the fish body oil, and one is the liver oil. So this can be it is one of the byproduct in the either fish meal plant, or it may be the target production, the fish oil production also. This fish oil has find many application in the food and other technical industries. Among these oil here, the fish liver oil is the most important due to because it rich in the vitamin A and D, and mostly most important source of the production of liver oil, cod and halibut that are mostly they are using. Other sources are tuna and allied fish, sharks also gaining more importance. So based on their lipid content, the oil content and the vitamin potency, the fish livers are liver oil are classified into the three categories. That is low oil content, so high vitamins A potency, high oil content, and the high vitamin A. Next, another one is as I mentioned, for the among the liver oil, shark liver oils are gaining more importance because liver oil of some deep sea sharks, mainly the Centrophorus species, it's contain gaining more importance. Yes, it's that is shark liver oil, rich source of vitamin A and B, and moreover, it contains almost 85 to 90% of the unsufferable matter, which contains the hydrocarbons choline. So this has more application in the cosmetic and pharmaceutical industry. So ICAR CFT has developed and the method for the extraction, isolation, and purification of the squalene and from shark liver oil. This one of the technologies commercialized by the ICAR CFT. And the other uses of the squalene are, as I mentioned, it's a cosmetic and pharmaceutical application, and it is used as a skin rejuvenating agent, and it is as a perfume, and other some health related problem also it can be used. And next to product, you can see the fish roe. Fish roe and some of the area people will eat as such also with the other food material, and this is one of the rich in the oil content. Then next one is the fish silage. So fish silage, it's a product of the process of preserving and storing the wet biological material. The word silo, it's already traditionally been used in the earlier this one. And the term fish, this is for the fish silage also, we can use either whole fish or the part of the fish. Commercially, for the fish silage can be prepared either acid or enzymatic silage. Enzymatic method for the acid silage, normally the formic acid is preferred. It can be added for 3.5% for the liquefaction of the fish moss. So the enzyme present in the waste hydrolyzes the protein into polypeptide and amino acid. Then it is easily available to the animal. So it can be used for the feed and for making fertilizer. So now coming to the other, apart from these fish meal and fish oil and ensilage, now the more research are focusing on the other high value product from the secondary raw material of the fish processing. That the major one, first one is the fish protein hydrolysate. So it is prepared from the different secondary raw material like gills and the skin and the fish roes and the fish meat. As I told you, it can be prepared from whole fish or the fish muscle and the fish byproducts. So here also the fish protein hydrolysis can be prepared by either chemically or enzymatically method. So here same the enzymatically broke down, and to here the peptides will be, the protein will be broken down into the peptides of the various size. So it is a rich source of the bioactive peptide, and
by close of business. So
the biological activity of this protein hydrolysis based on the enzyme used for the hydrolysis, degree of hydrolysis, and how much size of the peptide. And it has various application in the food and pharmaceutical. So here ISRCFT also we are working on this production of the fish protein hydrolysate, and one of the commercialized proteins are the oyster peptide extract developed by ISRCFT, possessed antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activities. And next, the high value product one is the fish gelatin. So the gelatin is a protein. It's obtained by the thermal denature of the collagen present in the connective tissue of the animal skin and the bone. So here, the tissue that contain the collagens are subject to the mild degradative process, that is either treatment using acid or alkali, or accompanied by the heating in the presence of the water. So the systematic fibrous, the structure of the collagen is broken down irreversibly, and the gelatin is obtained. So the gelatin is extracted, can be extracted from the fish skin, scale, and bone, and it has wide application in the food and pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and photographic application. Yes, actually, this followed another speaker will be talking about the exclusive for the protein derivatives from this secondary material. So just I will highlight what are the protein product from we can extract from the secondary raw material. So these are some of the application of the gelatin. Currently, as all we know, the gelatin from mammalian source are really used for the food application. There are some limitation in the fish gelatin, but it has some positive advantages also. The detail will be taken by the next presenter. So another component is the collagen. Collagen is one of the major structural protein that present the skin and connective tissue of the animals. So fish skin, scale, fin, and bones are considered a potential source for the production of collagen. So the amino acid composition and the functional properties of collagen depend on the processing condition of the raw material and the method of collagen extraction. And it has wider application in the pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and the nutraceutical industry. Since the collagen, it has a high molecular weight, approximately 300 kilodalton. So it has some limitation in the application. So collagen peptide is a hydrolyzed form of collagen with the molecular weight of 1 to 5 kilodalton. Has a wide application in the different field. So ISRCFT has optimized the process to extract the collagen peptide from the fish and skin and bone. And another product is the hydroxyapatite from fish scale. So hydroxyapatite is a mineral. It's primarily found in the bones, teeth, and the cartilage tissues in animals and human, as well as the aquatic organisms. So fish bone scale found to be a potential source for extraction of the hydroxyapatite. It has wide application in the field of tissue engineering for novel bone and cartilage replacement due to its chemical composition closer to the natural bone. It has been also found application in the dentistry. Here in right side I have shown there is a hydroxyapatite from the fish scale developed by ISRCFT. Another product you see there is fish bone calcium. I think earlier speaker Dr. Ashok sir already highlighted this technology. Saying I will recall this one. This is as all we know, the bone fraction, which comprises almost 15 to 20% of the total body weight of the fish. So it is enriching the source of calcium content. So in case of the large fishes like tuna, the bone is the major component of the processing waste. So ISRCFT has optimized the process to extract the this calcium from the fish bone. And here the technology is before bagging, it was that the calcium powder was supplemented with the vitamin D. So to enhance the absorption and the bioavailability of the calcium in the body. Next product is you see the fish enzyme. So fish visceral waste contains the rich proteolytic enzyme, namely the pepsin, trypsin, chymotrypsin, and collagenase, which have the potential application in different sectors, include food, biomolecule extraction, descaling of the fish, strain removal, and pharmaceutical application. So enzyme extracted from the marine sources has found application in the fish curing and fermentation, and for preparation of the hydrolyzation, for fish hydrolysate, and the pigment extraction. And this enzyme also used for the used as a component for component of making biosensor for rapid assessment of the fish quality. Another product coming to the isinglass. This is a isinglass is prepared from the fish mass, that is a dried air bladder. So here the dried air bladder is soaked in the water for 24 hours and washed and extruded and dried, then powder. It is mostly used for the clarification of the wines. Another one coming to the pearl essence. So it's prepared from the fish scales. And it is actually the pearl essence is the suspension of the crystalline guanine in water or the organic solvent. Actually, the guanine is found in the epidermal layer and the scale of the most of the pelagic species like oil, sardine, mackerel, and herring. These are some of the how to isolation methods. And here the preparation method to type either aqueous and the non-aqueous methods. So if you see the application, it's that pearl essence mostly used for the manufacture of the artificial pearls, and it can be used as a spray or in the several items for making the shiny things. And another product is a shark fin rays. Shark fin rays are one of the most valued products from the shark fin. And safety has developed a technique for the extracting rays from the shark fins. Here the dried fins are soaked in the dilute acetic acid for sufficient time to get the muscle and skin softened. The skin is then scraped off and then fins are further treated with the dilute acid. Then the rays are then dried and packed in the polythene bags. So it mostly this is used for the preparation of the soup in the many other foreign countries. Next one is the shark leather. So here the skin from both skin from both the demersal as well as the pelagic fish varieties are suitable for the leather production. Mostly the leather tanned from the Indians skin is about more comparable with the leather prepared from the cow. So now so far we discussed about the high value product from the raw material from fish processing. So let's move to the high value products from the second raw material of the shrimp processing. So as all we know, the shrimp waste, if you hear it is mainly consists of the head and shell waste. So from it is a resource of here we can make the protein. That is that's as I mentioned in the like in fish fish protein hydrolyzer, we can go for the from the shrimp also shrimp protein hydrolyzer we can prepare. Then another thing is the shell from shell waste we can for chitin, chitosan and other chitosan derivatives. Then the astaxanthin because there is a pigment in the shell in the crustacean shell, so we can extract from astaxanthin rich oil. So these are the major sources. We can for the chitin, chitin, chitosan, glucosamine chloride for the shrimp shell, even crab and even cephalopods we can use for the production of chitin, chitosan and glucosamine chloride. If you see the chitin sources, here this slide shows how much the percentage of the chitin present in the different source. If you take the crawfish, crabs, almost 25 to 30% of the chitin. In shrimp, it is 30 to 40% chitin. We can get in fungi, it is 15 to 40%. And this is a general aspect about the chitin and chitosan. So chitin, as you know, it is a natural biopolymer and an important structural constituent of the exoskeletal material or the shell of the crustacea. And it is present as a chitin protein complex along with the minerals. Chitosan is a deacetylated form of the chitin. Both of these find application in wide variety of the field. So this slide shows the different processing steps involved in the chitin and chitosan. That's include the for the chitin production, it's include deproteinization step and demineralization. It will give the chitin. Then after a deacetylation process, we can get the chitosan. So both chitin and chitosan has a different application. Like it has a scavenger of the metal ions, and it mostly is in the chromatography field, especially in the ion exchange chromatography. And it is acts as a coagulant for the coagulant agent for clarification of the industrial effluent. And it can be used as a gelling agent also. And in some other, it can be used for the function. This chitosan has some application for the functional food development. It also acts as a dietary fiber. And it can be used as a coating material for the crops to enhance the crop yield. and it is helps to reduce the cholesterol content and reducing reducing weight by absorbing and binding the fat. So here the Chitone, this is one of the product commercialized by ICSCFT for the anti-fat reducing formula. So other major one of the other activities like wound healing activities. So we are working on that line also, chitosan sponge for the wound healing properties. And it has also other properties like anti-tumor, anti-cancer, and tissue nerve generation, antifungal and antibacterial activity. So apart from other, already I mentioned the Chitone product. Another one of the product ICSCFT optimized that it is this is of amphiphilic succinyl chitosan polymer based sanitizer. And next product is come to the glucosamine hydrochloride. It is a hydrolysis of chitosan with concentrated HCl. It gives a glucosamine hydrochloride. It has a different application for the dietary supplement for the aged people. For the formulation, it's contained the glucosamine hydrochloride. And other uses are here it is mostly for oral glucosamine. It's commonly used for the treatment of osteoarthritis. And sometimes this glucosamine is often sold with the combination with other supplements such as the chondroitin sulfate. Another product is the carboxyl methyl chitosan. That is recently ICSCFT is working on this one carboxy, because since this limitation chitosan has some limitation for the solubility in the water. So ICSCFT developed the methodology for production of this carboxyl methyl chitosan. It will have the soluble in the pH range 6 to 9. So the unique properties of the CMC such as it has high viscosity and gel forming capabilities and antibacterial activities. So it gives an option to use in different processing and preservation of the wet and dry commodities. And it has biomedical applications such as for the delivery of the drug material. And another one is carotenoprotein, as I mentioned, apart from the chitin, chitosan, and other chitosan derivatives, that carotenoprotein also can be extracted from the shell waste. So these carotenoproteins and carotene are the other classes of compound found in the flesh and the skin of fishes, and it is mostly higher amount in the exoskeleton of the shellfish. So astaxanthin, here ketocarotenoid protein naturally found in the crustacean, and it almost represents 74 to 98% of the total pigments. So as it has found a wide application in the food, feed, pharmaceutical and cosmetical products. So ICSCFT we have commercialized the astaxanthin. It's enriched with the virgin oil. This technology is commercialized. I think other coming speaker will be talking about in detail about this product. So with this, I conclude today my session. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Participants, you can ask your queries if you have any.
Hello. Hello. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you for the presentations. Very informative. Regarding the waste of fishing processing, you mentioned that two techniques of the fish silage and fish meal.
Yes.
So I think the fish silage is a new technique that developed by the CIFT. In my country, we are using the fish meal. My question is that if you compare between the fish silage and the fish meal for the content of the protein and the quantity while you are processing the fish silage, and then when the mixing with the other ingredients, and which one is acceptable? Thank you.
Yeah, actually both the methods
You hear
are
me?
Yeah, yes. Am I audible?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually, fish meal and the fish silage are both are different process. In the fish meal, if you can go the ingredients go raw material for fish meal and the fish silage, we can make the same. If you go for fish meal, that the total process is different. That will go for the application like you can make for the pellet feed. Either it will go for making a feed preparation or as a feed ingredient. Here the silage it will be it's like a fermentation method. Either you can go for the acid method or the enzymatic method. So both will have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
both will have the feeding preparation. I think I request Dr. Elaveration to join.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Madam, should I support the question?
Yeah, you just add
Yeah.
some
So
points.
if he asks a question like the difference between the silage and the it is entirely two different aspects, and one is in the broken form, like the proteins are in the broken form, which is in the silage, whereas in the meat retain its whole it's a whole protein. So starting from like application point, digestibility and all the nutritional quality, they are entirely two different aspect. But why we are making this silage or meal from the processing waste? It is to preserve and make it useful as an ingredient for various application. So one important thing is the feed application, including poultry feed and other industries also. That's about silage and meal. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other queries?
There is one query in the chat box. I think Dr. Elaveration has already answered to that. What is the usage of fish silage? Is it for animal feeding also?
Yes, it is useful for animal feed, including piggery, like for pig feed also it is being used. The thing is, there is certain concentration beyond which the animal meat may give you the taint smell of fish. So that we need to be careful. Otherwise, if you ask me whether it is useful for animal feed application, yes, of course, it is useful for animal feed application. Thank you.
Are there any more questions? So I think there are no more queries. Thank you, ma'am, for the talk. So we are moving on to the next talk by Dr. K. Elaveration, which is on protein and protein derivatives from aquatic processing waste. Dr. Elaveration is scientist in fish processing division of ICAR-CIFT. His research areas of interest are fish process biochemistry, recovery of high-value biomolecules from aquatic food processing waste, and their structural and application studies, development of functional foods from fish and fishery byproducts. He is associated in several projects in this regard. He is a recipient of several awards from reputed societies, including Best Paper Award in the Indian Fisheries Aquaculture Forum 2017, and has several publications to his credit. I welcome Dr. Elaveration to deliver the talk.
Thank you, Dr. Parvati, for the introduction. Shall I go for sharing the presentation?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just sharing it. Is it visible?
No, it is not
Hello?
shared. No, not yet. Yes, it is
Is it
fine
visible
now.
now?
Yes.
Thank you. So, I will be talking about protein and protein derivatives from fish processing waste. Last few days, you would have heard of various aspects, starting from the harvest and post-harvest technology, including processing, value addition. Of course, you might have heard about the vast utilization from the previous speaker. Some of the aspects may be repetitive, and wherever the clarity is needed, I would like to add during the discussion. Otherwise, I will just take you through the slides for another 30 minutes. Yeah. So this is what we are going to talk about. Actually, I would call the waste a secondary raw material because of the reason that it serves as a raw material for various high value products, as you have heard from the earlier speaker. And I will restrict to the protein and its protein derivatives by mentioning you the richness in terms of protein, the secondary raw material which has, and then some process to recover the protein as well as their derivatives. Then some of the work which have been carried out by CAFT on the waste generation and technology development for utilizing the seafood industrial waste. So I don't need to say that how important the fish in terms of nutrition, and you know that it is a nature's superfood. And you are also aware that the fish is highly perishable due to various reasons, and obviously it is undergoing the processing. Whenever it undergoes process, it tends to generate various waste, let it be from the shellfish processing or the processing. And there are various parts of the fish which are actually during the processing is converted into discards or waste, or you call it as secondary raw material in today's context. And of course, everywhere there is efforts are being made to manage this waste, and to recover some of the valuable products from the fish processing discards. When we think of management, there are two ways. Either we need to eliminate the quantity of waste generated, I mean you need to reduce the waste generated, or we need to utilize this waste whatever which are generated during the processing, either for the low value fish or the high value fish, or certain products like called specialty products or nutraceutical. And there are many array of such products which can be actually recovered from the fishery waste. That's how the scheme actually works. And this is the overall profile. I would like to generalize that the maximum processing waste is being generated from a product called surimi. The surimi processing industry generates almost 70% of waste. So if you ask me to generalize what would be the waste out of fish processing, I would figure it out anywhere from 35 to 55%. That is the general figure is actually reported. And we also have taken up some studies to profile the waste generation to assure that how much waste is generated. This is the primary data for any industrial interest. Someone wants to set up an industry on certain raw material, on certain products. The very first thing is how much raw material is available for him. So that's how this sort of data is actually very much essential. And here I have just mentioned few fishes, say for Lathrinus, Pangasius, then the croaker. On an average, if you look, the edible portion is maybe 35 to 40%, and the major waste will be the head waste. Especially it is very obvious whenever we process the large sized fishes, followed by the filleting frame waste. So in terms of quantity, these waste portions actually dominate in the the discarding portions. So if you look into the protein richness, that's another aspect I would like to say. the protein content, you take it as skin or scale, the visceral portion, the meat from head portion, almost the protein content is in a broader range, which share the value as close to the edible portion. If you take it the fish skin, I have just mentioned some of the reported values of protein for the fish skin from blue shark, spotted shark, swordfish, and yellowfin tuna. So to generalize, I would say, of course, we have for some of the freshwater fishes like Katla and Sirgnus gurgala. So if I just go through the data and I want to tell you how much is the protein content, which ranges anywhere from 13 to 22%. So the skin, the protein content in the fish skin usually is not much utilized, except in few countries or at in few places when we think of the localities. So the protein content is in the range of 13 to 22%, which is as close as to the edible portion. The nature of protein content may be different, but in terms of quantity, the value is almost they are similar. So this is again about the fish fin and the fish skill. Again, I'm just emphasizing the level of protein which are actually there in those discards. Again, they are in the range of somewhere from 17 to 23%. And again, from the head waste, almost there are around 14%. So I have just given an example, the croaker head waste, then pink perch head waste, the protein content. So overall, if you just want to summarize, so including the shrimp head waste, it is around 12%. If I want to summarize, almost the protein content is around anywhere from 12 to 25%. So and general composition, if you look, so forget about what waste it is. If we want to generalize some of the essential nutrients or the important biochemical constituents in the fishery waste, and the protein is the one which actually dominates. If on the dry basis around 60%, that can vary from 45 to 60%, is absolutely protein. I'm not talking about the quality of the protein. I'm not talking about the biochemistry of the protein. I'm just mentioning the quantity of the protein is from 45 to 60%. This value is much interesting one for any sort of industrial process development where the yield and protein content is actually matters. Now, just little more information about the fish discards and the sort of proteins what we have. If you take any discard which has got considerable quantity of meat, for an example, a bigger fish head where the shoulder portion has got so much of meat, and you take any the filleting frame waste where again there are so much of muscle content. If you look into this protein, they are, as I mentioned, around 16 to 21% in terms of quantity. But if you look biochemically, what sort of proteins they are, either you have the water soluble proteins, or you have salt soluble proteins, or you have connective tissue proteins. This is what is present in muscle based waste wherever considerable quantity of meat is there. Technically, we have sarcoplasmic protein, which includes a lot of enzymes and pigments and other compound proteins, and specifically we have salt soluble proteins which are actually dominating in terms of quantity: myosin, actin, actomyosin, troponin, tropomyosin, and others. And when we move on to the connective tissue proteins, we have collagen, elastin, or other proteins like keratin. So the same connective tissue protein, this collagen, is again dominating in the waste like skin, bone, scale, viscera, fin, and spine. Of course, there are certain proteins which are actually very special and they are very specific to the certain organisms or certain organs. Say for the carotenoproteins in the shrimp head waste, the carotenoproteins, they have both carotenoids as well as protein in the complex form. Similarly, the blood waste, we have blood proteins. Say for you take this milk and egg, they have different kind of proteins. So what would be our interest if when we think of developing certain business or do some industrial development on producing some of the value-added products from fishery discard, which are mainly based on protein and protein derivatives, are like this muscle protein. We would say such you isolate the protein, you develop certain products, or it is possible to make into a peptide form and use in various applications. Similarly, when we think of skin, bone, scale, viscera, fin, and spine, we have this collagen, collagen as such can be extracted, and we can put into various uses, starting from medical uses, other food industry uses. But we have another form of derivative called collagen peptide. Then again we have gelatin. So these are all the dominant known products which can be actually recovered from the seafood discard. Again, I am just classifying these protein derivatives into three different category. One is conjugated proteins. Examples like these plastines or the functionalized proteins, like the proteins are conjugated with some other molecules to achieve certain functions. And we have peptides or the hydrolysates, or you have amino acid mixtures. Especially this portion of protein derivative goes for nutritional or nutraceutical applications, which has got very much relevance in today's context, where the food security is also essential along with the health related components. Then we have the third category, which is called again conjugated peptides, like how we conjugate certain other molecules, or combining other molecules with protein. Some of the substances can be conjugated with the peptides also. Say for an example, the conjugated amino acid, which may have the pharmaceutical interest. So again, I would like to float this idea in terms of value. These conjugated proteins, sometimes they may have better value, depends on the application. And the majority of the food products which are actually being developed from the protein derivatives recovered from fishery waste, it comes under the peptides, hydrolysates, especially for the nutraceutical application. They have reasonably very good value. Then the last one, the conjugated peptides or conjugated amino acid, there are of high value products, mainly because it is intended for the pharmaceutical interest. So coming to the recovery of proteins, we now understood that there are proteins in the discards. So how to recover it, how to utilize it, and what are all the possible products. So we have the simple process like mechanical. Say for you can just take it out using the machine, the protein rich portion that can be used for edible product development or agricultural application and many other things. We have this thermal processing. For an example, you have the very big fish head waste. Simply you can cook and pick out the meat, and that meat can be utilized for various value-added products, including your fish cutlet, fish pickle, whatever the products we can develop. So those products can be developed using simple cooking and recovering the meat in the protein in the form of meat. Then we have some of the industrial process like alkali solubilization and acid precipitation. Then again we can have combination of process parameters, and this will be like going as a protein isolate. Again, it will be an ingredient. From this you can develop a number of products. Then another process now industry actually employs is microfiltration, nanofiltration, and ultrafiltration. These sort of filtration processes we can employ to recover the proteins from the processing streams. Then we have biotechnological assisted process like enzymatic hydrolysis, either using the endogenous enzymes or exogenous enzymes. And now people are trying to exploit the microorganisms, including fungi and bacteria, for converting the waste into a protein rich material, even for the algal culture, where the algae can be grown on the certain derivatives of fishery discards. But the algal, when they are grown and harvested, they can have better EP and DHA, and such sort of processes also are coming up. Or combination of any of these. Initially you separate by mechanical pressure, or then you go for cooking, then you do this filtration, then you hydrolyze it. In the similar way, combination of these process methods also can be employed to recover the proteins. So I have just given an overview. So what are all the waste which can be obtained from the frozen and chilled item? As you all are already aware that head, gills, operculum, scale, skin, visceral mass, fins, filleting, frames and bones, they are the waste. Current uses, it goes for manure or fertilizer, fish meal or fish silage. So what are all the protein based products which can be developed out of this waste? One is fish protein hydrolysate, another one is collagen peptide, then we have fish gelatin. So the CIFT has standardized certain process technology for making the protein-based products like fish silage, meal, protein hydrolysate, collagen peptide, gelatin, gelatin hydrolysate, and feed soluble. So this is a figure which is actually, the meat recovered from the fishery waste can be utilized for developing such products like burgers, patties, then the nuggets, even developing the restructured dehydrated products and extruded products like, Kurkure type of products. So these products can be developed, which are actually edible products. This can be developed from the meat recovered from fishery waste. This is another interesting thing that in many of the places, like the fish head is not much utilized, but it has got a very good, healthy nutrients, which are basically actually collagen. They could fight against inflammation. They could help you in your, digestion system to do better function. So simple, the process is simply you put into the water, you make the stock that stock as such, you can take it or you can use it in curry and other preparation. So one of the best way to utilize the fish head, if you think of holistic nutritional approach, is to make the collagen stock and utilize in our food. This is again about the isoelectric point precipitation process. There are various reports on various fish waste and the protein recovery and doing their characterization for various functional properties. The process flow is this: like you take the seafood processing discards, you go for homogenization along with the addition of water and adjust the pH to solubilize the protein. The solubilized protein, again you centrifuge, take it in the liquid form, then adjust the pH to somewhere which is close to the isoelectric point. When I say the isoelectric point, where the protein solubility is minimum, the pH at which the protein solubility is minimum is called isoelectric point. So for most of the fish proteins, it is somewhere from 4.5 to 5. So within this range, if you adjust, you get a settlement that again you centrifuge, you get the protein isolate. Similar to the application of surimi, such protein isolates can be utilized. So here we have given an example of some work which we have carried out on the protein isolate from the croaker head waste, then producing the hydrolysate from the croaker head waste, and also extracting the gelatin from the croaker head. We use the head waste. So this is how the process is, it moves. Here is an example of hydrolyzing the isolate, then developing the protein hydrolysate. And this is again the possible protein based products from fish waste of frozen and chilled items. I no need to mention about these products and the organs which have been you might be aware of from previous presentation and in the last 1 week of your deliberation in this training program. And another important industrial product is fish meal. I just mentioned the figure here. What would be the average price in terms of dollars? It goes to somewhere around $1.13, and it has got around 50 to 60% protein. And there is a global shift in producing the fish meal from using the food fishes like sardine to using fishery waste. So there is a very good potential for converting the fish waste into meal and oil. This is the overall the industrial flow. So you just get the offal, as like other fish meal processing. You get the offal, it goes for cooking. From cooking, it goes for pressing. From pressing, again, it is subjected to clarification, either using tricanter or decanter. So you end up with 3 different fractions. You get the press cake, you get liquid, then you get oil. That press liquor is again concentrated. Either it is marketed as a fish soluble, or it is added back to the press cake to get the whole meal. So that's how the process. It is actually pretty simple, but in terms of investment, it goes up. But doing this process in a small scale, in the customized way, even in the small fish market in your locality, will improve the utilization of fishery waste, and you get a very good protein rich product for especially for aquaculture feed applications. And this is how the mass balance sheet, whenever you process a ton of material, you end up with around 200 kg of meal, and you end up with around 100 some gram of like kg of oil. So that's how the balance sheet it works. And this is again the projection, the global shifting from utilizing the food fishes to utilizing the fishery waste for meal production. So there is a point to get our attention. So probably if there are some people who knows the industries, please suggest them to go for the utilization of fishery waste rather than using the food fishes, because already the food fishes are under demand. So this is about the process of fish silage. Again, the process is quite simple. And this is the process, any type of quantity, anywhere, any material can be, utilized. I'm talking about with reference to fishery waste. And it goes with the, using formic acid. There are different process, enzymatic process. Then you have acid process, and you have enzymation using the bacteria, so fermentation process. All the three different process, they have their own advantages and disadvantages, but the idea is the waste can be converted into a product which is actually in the liquid form, that can be further converted into solid by mixing with other ingredients including rice bran or any other inert material that can be easily dried, and that can be utilized in the production of various feed, or as an directly as a feed or as a feed ingredient in various formulation. Then we have an important interesting product, protein hydrolysate. Probably if you look into the research on fish products development in last 10 to 20 years, much of the research have been focused on developing bioactive peptides from fish, not only the whole fish, including the fishery waste. So the cost of protein hydrolysate in the commercial market is around $1.72. So that says how value it is to convert the fishery waste into fish protein hydrolysate. If we can demonstrate that certain functional activity, I'm talking about the biological activity like antioxidant, anti-hypertension, or anti-aging, anti-hypo, what you say, anti-obesity. So there are n number of properties which have been actually documented to have. The problem is, clearing the clinical trials and taking as a safe product into the market. That has got a long way. But still, there are certain countries, say for an example, Japan, they already have the commercialized products. Not only Japan, in many other countries, fish protein hydrolysate based bioactive peptide formulation for various health benefits are available. So which material I can use it for fish protein hydrolysate? Any sort of fishery waste or fish which has got considerable quantity of protein can be utilized for producing the fish protein hydrolysate. And of course, that's what I have mentioned here: various pods, whole fish mussels, underutilized fish or low value fish, even bycatch and discards. But if it is intended for the human consumption, the food safety aspect should be given prior importance. And this is how the chemistry of process. It is simply, that protein is just like a chain of amino acids. Somewhere you need to break it, especially that breakage is happening in the peptide bond with the addition of one molecule of water. That's what we add water whenever we do hydrolysis process. Of course, it can use the water which is already there, but the addition of water can make the hydrolysis process efficient. At the end of the process, the protein is converted into peptides of various sizes, and there are again various process parameters that need to be optimized with reference to the functional properties or bioactive properties. So whatever the intention we have, so with reference to that, the 4 process parameters mainly, say for pH, time, temperature, and enzymes to substrate ratio, and the specificity of the enzyme and the nature of the substrate. And these aspects need to be taken care when we develop certain products, especially for the high value and human applications. When we think of the agricultural or animal application, you may have little relaxation in terms of quality of protein, but definitely you cannot compromise the safety of animals or the food chain, passing through the food chain and reaching to certain stage which can harm either the organisms or the consumer. So that we need to be very careful, but still it is one of the viable process where you can take up the fish processing waste and convert it into a valuable product. This is again some of the pictures which have been taken during the laboratory scale production. Then this is about the fish gelatin. So I think I no need to elaborate on the process. Basically, it has the fishery waste like scale or skin or fin or the visceral waste. They have the collagen. So you need to go for a demineralization and deproteinization process. That is very common. What you need to remember, the property of the gelatin, what is produced at the end. It depends on how you carry out this process, and for each raw material there are certain pre-treatments and there are certain operational parameters which actually need to be optimized. So usually we end up with the gelatin with the bloom value anywhere between 80 to 280 around. So that is the range. This bloom strength is one of the key parameter for the to dictate how good the gelatin what we are producing. So this is again a process flow, how it is from the fish head in CIFT, how we have worked out for preparing the gelatin. Just for your information, I have placed these pictures so that you get the feel how it is being done. Then another important industrial product which is actually going for the human application is collagen peptide. Even though it is actually named as collagen, most of the industries they market collagen peptide. They are actually not collagen. Rather than collagen, they are actually gelatin hydrolysates. Because as such in the native form the collagen proteins are not hydrolyzed in the process, so usually they are heat extracted, and scale is one of the most advantageous material for making collagen peptide from fish, because they don't have much of lipid and other oxidation issues. But when you think of fish skin or the mixed waste or the bone with the meat, so we need to worry about the extraction process when we think of collagen peptide, because it may end up with the material which has got the fishy smell. So we need to be very careful during the pre-treatment stages to eliminate those aspects. So here I have just placed the process for the extraction of collagen, not for the collagen peptide. This is again the conventional process flow where you treat the material with alkali to remove the protein, and if they are actually having considerable quantity of lipid, you may need to go for some solvent treatment for removing the lipid. Then you go for the heat extraction. In case of gelatin or collagen peptide, if it is mainly intended for the collagen alone, you go for acid solubilization and precipitate with salt, and again you go for the dialysis process. Then either you may use some enzyme to produce enzyme solubilized collagen, or as such it can be you can go for freeze drying to get the collagen made. So the cost of collagen peptide I have mentioned, it is around $13 per kg of collagen peptide. And especially I just want to mention from India. So there are few units which are actually doing collagen peptide, but India is supplying a good amount of raw material, say for fish scale, in the dried form to various countries, including Japan. The cost of fish scale goes around $0.33. So that's how another option some of the country or representative from various countries can think of collecting the scale, washing, and if it is not possible to put up the complete process line, at least that can be sent to some other country to get some value. So you can have this in your mind. Then we have another interesting product called Fishma. This is the figure of export from India. What I want to mention, the fish was one of the high value product which has got the maximum content of collagen in the pure form. So it goes to around $179 per kg. But it is not that easy, because the swim bladder from fish will be maybe smaller in size, less in the weight. So so many fishes need to be utilized. So from conservation point of view, because there was a situation where many of the fishes were simply caught for only making the like fish maw, like collecting the air bladder. So such a situation should not arise. So but as a discard, the swim bladders can be converted into the dried form like fish maw, and that can be exported to various countries, and the same fish maw can be used for extracting the collagen, gelatin, or collagen peptides for the consumption purpose, or otherwise as such as an ingredient in soup. It can go as a thickening agent, it can go. So it has got various applications. So another important, protein in terms of like proteins from fish discards are fish enzymes. Though this area has not, developed much in terms of industrialization, but there are good amount of research work which have actually demonstrated, recovering the proteases like pepsin, trypsin, chymotrypsin, collagenase, chitinase, and lipases, various enzymes including transglutaminase, recovery from the fishery waste. But so once this can be achieved, it has got a very good value in terms of cost, but it has got a long way to end up in industrializing such process and marketing such products. And when we move on from fish, the fin fish industry to the shrimp industry, and I have just mentioned the figure like 2,49,244 tons. That's the waste generated in India. So the current, but of course, the different countries will have different values. But I'm pretty sure wherever the shrimp is being processed, they have got a very good amount of this shrimp head or the shell as a waste. The major products like chitin and its derivative, that's what is being used. And another important products is shrimp head meal, because simply you dry and make into the meal, and it fetches you actually very good price. But still there are opportunities to derive high value, say for shrimp head protein hydrolysates and carotenoproteins. Carotenoproteins have got a very good application in aquarium feed industry. So we have technology with the CIFT on making shrimp waste protein hydrolysate, then enzyme based carotenoprotein extraction. So this is again a simple cost calculation and various ingredients which we can actually derive from the shrimp processing waste, which I'm not going to talk in details. And this is the shrimp meal around 0.73. That is the cost of cost per kg, $0.73, and it has got around 30% protein. This is the industrial specification, how various parameters are analyzed and what is the value they get. This is some data which actually taken for India. So we have worked out the enzyme process, so which actually reduce the load of protein effluent, protein rich effluent in the chitin process, and you get three products. You have this chitin, like chitin rich shell that can be converted into chitin, and you have protein hydrolysate, and there is also possibility of recovering the lipid when we think of the industrial production. So, but the process what CIFT has worked, just to take into the next generation process from conventional process to enzymatic process. So we have prepared chitin from the enzymatically processed shell waste, and we compared with the commercial chitin also. This is the pilot scale study how we carried out with relatively a large quantity, and this is how the hydrolysate solution, once you clarify, it looks. And you can actually add value to the shrimp head waste by employing this enzyme process and recover the protein, then take the shell waste like chitin. If you look into the composition, the protein content is 2 to 2.5 fold higher than the chitin, but the value wise it is almost closer to the chitin. So in that case, if you could recover the protein, it add more value to this shrimp head waste. So this is some of the pictures which we have actually taken when we do our pilot scale production and laboratory scale optimization. And this picture I have just placed to show you that there is a possibility of recovering this carotenoid rich protein from the shrimp waste or the crustacean shell waste. The right side in the lower panel, you could see a paste which is actually pink in color. So after the enzymatic process, whatever the soluble fraction is there, that is actually taken from hydrolysate production. The residue can be marketed as a carotenoid rich protein that would have much demand from the aquarium fish feed industry. Then moving on to the cuttlefish waste and squid waste, again the current uses like fertilizer, and it goes for cuttlefish or squid meal. As I mentioned you earlier, we can convert them into hydrolysate, collagen, gelatin, peptide, and protein hydrolysate, or the soluble paste, at least to the minimum possibility. And for all these products, CIFT has worked out the technological aspects, and even though like we have profiled the waste, how much it comes, which organ is actually contributing more to the waste of cuttlefish processing, and the edible fraction is around 65%, the rest and all the waste generated. This is some of the work which we have done on cuttlefish skin, starting from making the protein hydrolysate as influenced by the storage period, and analyzing this quality, and all those things have been studied for in our lab. This is I have placed just to demonstrate to you that such products are possible for making value from this cuttlefish or squid processing waste. And this is again another product called cuttlefish paste or squid paste, which has got around $0.9 value in international market. Some of the farms are actually from India. They are making, again, this is rich in protein, around 30% you could find. It is actually exported in the form of paste, which is actually black in color and used as an ingredient for feed formulation, especially for aquaculture industry. This is a squid meal. As such, the whole waste can be just dried and pulverized, and it has got around $1.9 value, but the protein content is around 63 in case of fish meal. Compared to the squid meal, we got around 66%. But let us not worry about the 63 and 66. What I would like to mention here, it has got very good protein content when you convert the entire waste into a meal form of product. So I would like to wind up here saying that it has got a huge potential, especially for making protein and protein derivatives or protein-rich products from the fish or seafood processing discards or aquatic food processing discards. These are all some of the products picture which is actually there with us in byproducts section of ICAR CIFT. Some of the samples we have just for making the addients, whether the possibilities, just to make sure. And I would like to wind this presentation saying that it is not about making money from the waste. It is not alone about the environment. It is actually the personal value. So we need to put our own value thinking of the society. So through that, the sound economy should be developed, keeping the environment in the protected manner. So that's how we could achieve the sustainability in the future. So with this, I would like to say thanks. I wind up this presentation. I expect more questions for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Elavarisham, for the very informative talk.
Thank you.
Now the session is open for discussion.
Thank
Yes,
you.
please.
Can I ask?
Yes, sir, sure.
Hi, this is Adil from Oman again. Thank you for very informative and interesting lecture. My question is, could be simple and complex at the same time. I mean, for a country, I mean, how we can enter this type of product or industrial scale to our country? I mean, how we can start? I mean, which the first step? Because it's very interesting, very innovative. I mean, business industry. With of course, it will add value to our economic as well, and also we can utilize many of the waste from fish, especially. So I don't know what's the first step, as a feasibility study, or how can you help from your side? Thank you.
If I'm right to receive your question is how to enter in developing such products for your country. Am I right?
Yes, I mean an industrial commercial scale, I mean, which is already approved. I mean, the technology already approved, not the time for research again. I mean, start over from scratch. So what is the easier or the shortcut for a country for like Oman or other to start, just to move first?
So you have a good amount of scale waste, am I right?
We have many waste, but not utilized. well, and there is, many active
So this
compound.
is actually, you see, now you have the raw material. So you have
Yes.
very good amount of raw material. So now what is lacking is like you are not able to start doing this sort of business. So there are various reasons. Probably you are not, well aware of the technology, or the government initiation or policy makers initiation from policy makers, either in the form of subsidy to start such business are not being supported. Otherwise it is just your intention. So you have the intentions to start such operation, and you want to do business. So that is change in the attitude. You have to change your attitude. Rather than discarding it, you want to convert it into some products. Then you look for the possible support from the government side and possible support in terms of technology from the institutional side. If need arises, you go with getting collaboration with other countries. For an example, now already India is doing the collagen peptide business. So you collaborate with them. So bring the knowledge, bring down the technology, and start putting into the practice. So that's how it can happen. It may not happen in single day, but you need to have the intention. So that is what the prime request for getting into this sort of business.
Yes, this is my question. I mean, how to initiate the first step? I mean, from my side to your side. I mean, we can maybe discuss details later. But I mean, how to
Sure.
move to first step? I mean, not starting from the scratch, of course, and all the government here is supporting. I mean, for such industry, will anything will add value to the economic, of course, and to the industry will be encouraging from the ministry, from the government in general. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
thank
basically,
you.
you need to generate the basic data: how much waste is available, where it is available, what sort of waste it is available, then what sort of products you have the intention, what is needed for the market. If you think of the international business, then what is needed for the market. So then from there to down, you make a travel. So you make a plan, you approach some of the organization. That's how from the scratch you can actually start. It's a very basic requirement, because this industry is naturally scattered. So you need to have a sort of centralization process. Either you need to appoint some people to collect the waste from certain market. Initially you need to generate the basic data: whether do you have available like enough raw material, how long this process, like this business, can be run. So those information you need to generate. So that is more important actually, just to start, I'm telling. So the technology and the economical or financial aspect I already mentioned. So technology, if you can develop it, is fine. Otherwise you collaborate with other people for financial support. You look into your government agency, approach your ministries for introducing certain scheme, telling them, convince them that it has got a huge potential. Not only in the domestic market, it has got potential for the international market also. So that way only it can happen. I know that the change may not happen in one day, but someone should perceive it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Hatim from Sudan. Thank you for the presentations. The waste of fish during the processing, I think it is one of the important issue. It has the negative impact on the environment. And you are mentioning many processes that utilizing this waste. What I am thinking now, if this waste, it can be converted to generate the electricity. Besides that, these waste are using for the fish meal, and so as to minimize this huge waste of the fish during the processing. Thank you.
So is it a question or is it a comment, or is it your view? Like, I'm not getting it completely.
Yeah. I'm asking is it possible if they converted the waste during the fish processing, just like the eco energy, to generate the electricity? This is my question.
To generate the electricity, is it possible
Yeah.
to use
Yeah,
this
yeah.
waste to generate the electricity?
Yeah.
What I learned is there are some information like that, but I don't know exactly to what extent it will be viable. Should we really go for that, because there are many other issues to address this waste. Otherwise I would say it will converting it into electricity will be underutilization. So that's what my point. So anyhow, I'm not much aware of generating electricity from the fishery waste, but there are certain information in the pockets here and there. Personally, I don't suggest going for electricity from the fish waste, because it has got other application and other demands. So that's my point for this query.
Yes, thank you. I just have this information, but I don't know if the institute they have research conducted. Thank you, sir.
We are not doing any work in such line. Either biogas generation or
Okay.
electricity generation from waste, we are not doing it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Elaboration,
So
there is
any
a
queries in
question.
the chat box? I would like to answer.
A question is there in the chat box. To what extent these processed protein are available in reasonable price in local markets to overcome the nutritional needs of local communities?
I will just split into two parts the question. One is to what extent these protein based processed products available in the market. So this is actually very specific to certain market region. If you want me to generalize, of course, not to the greater extent, especially in developing countries, or it is not to the greater extent in the process, especially for the food products form. It is being utilized, or I would say it is underutilized. It is going for the agriculture application or feed application. That is one part of your question. The another part is, can you repeat, Parvati, that question?
To what extent these processed protein are available in reasonable price in the local markets to overcome the nutritional needs of local communities, to meet the nutritional needs of the local communities.
Okay, whether these products can be utilized to meet the nutritional need of local community.
Yes.
Of course, definitely it can be utilized. I mentioned, some of the edible products which can be developed from the fishery waste, but not all the waste pods can be utilized. Some of the waste pods we cannot utilize in the, for the edible purpose, but obviously you can use the skin, scale, head, as well as the filleting frame portion to meet the nutritional need of local community by converting into a certain product form, the edible form. The simplest one I told, even the head waste can be used to make the broth, like stock, which is actually rich in collagen, and it is so good. It is not nutritionally a complete protein, but it is so good for various health aspects. To be frank, some of the country they already market it in the canned form. This is just an example. So similar way, you can recover the meat from the filleting frame. You can make the stock out of the skin, out of the scale. You can utilize in your daily kitchen preparations, like the food preparation. So that's how you can generate the awareness by demonstrating this, so the local people will come forward to make use of this. Or simply some of the portion you can dry it and you can market as a, rather than marketing, it will be available in the dried form for local communities. So if you ask me, it serves a very good amount of protein to meet the nutritional need. So I think it has answered your, I answered your question.
There is one more query. Is there any classroom training available on fish waste products in India?
Is there any
classroom training available on fish waste products in India?
ICAR-CIFT organize routinely the training, like hands-on training on various fish products development. Especially ICAR-CIFT is doing as a whole nation, because one and only institute which actually works on post-harvest technology of fish. So it is there. Any more?
There are no more queries, I feel. Some participants have asked Dr. Elaboration to share your mail ID. Can you please share
I
your
will
mail
just put
ID?
it in the chat section if I can type it.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing my mail ID in the chat box. You can have it, please. Thank you.
I think there are no more queries. So we'll move on to our next talk. Thank you, Dr. Elaboration.
Thank you, Dr. Parvati.
So moving on to the next talk by Dr. Binsi PK. The talk is on marine nutraceuticals from seafood waste. Dr. Binsi PK is a senior scientist in fish processing division. Her research areas include derivation of marine byproducts for health, medical, cosmetic, and agricultural application, development of biomedical devices and personal hygiene formulations using marine biopolymers, extraction of novel natural additives from fish processing discards, and she is associated with various projects in this respect. She has gained many recognitions, including Professor Hiralal Chowdhury Medal for Excellence in Innovative Research 2016, University Gold Medal for Best MFSC Student, and Best Paper Awards in national and international conferences. She has also several publications in peer-reviewed journals to her credit. I invite Dr. Binsi PK for the talk. Madam, please.
Thank you, Dr. Parvati, for the nice introduction. I hope my slides are visible and
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Yes, Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So my topic is also almost similar to the previously covered two classes that is on waste, seafood waste management. This is just a continuation of the same. So I think I can skip many of the introductory aspects on waste generation. So this topic is exclusive, especially on marine nutraceuticals from seafood waste. This is a simple profile of the waste that is being generated. The waste can be generated from finfish as well as from shellfishes. Shellfishes include again a variety of fishes, including shrimp, cephalopods like squid, cuttlefish, then crabs are there. So there are several shellfishes as well as there are several species of finfishes. This is a simple profile that tells you what is the extent of waste being generated that's already been covered, but just want to highlight that on maximum 25 to 30% is sometimes may be available as the edible meat. Rest of the 70 to 75%, maybe sometimes it comes to 70 to 75%, or maybe as low as 50%, 40% in the case of cephalopods. That varies, the figure varies, but the thing is that whichever be the case, the lowest may be some 40 and the highest may be some 70, 75%. So 40 to 75% is a huge loss. So this is happening when WHO call this as a certified waste. So we can call this as a certified waste as well as what happens is when you consider this as a raw material, you can call it as a zero cost raw material. So that is one of the things that we should remember, that this is not a waste, it is a zero cost raw material. So there are several options we can think of, several, I think almost a lot of products has been passed through the previous slides. So marine oil, then squalene, that sort of industry flourishes in one hand, then the other one is a chitosan, glucosamine industry is the other major industry. Then bioactive hydrolysate, a nice picture already is given about bioactive hydrolysates, peptides, etc. Then marine calcium, that is another important one, that has been because our bone is made up of calcium. Our skin, our nail is made up of calcium. Our tooth is made up of calcium. So calcium requirement is really considerable. So considering that, then we can think the fish waste as, or fish discards, fish processing discards as one of the major resource of calcium. Then hydroxyapatite is another form of calcium. I'll go through those slides as well. So these are some of the products that has been available in the market presently. That is, the squalene is available in the market. Chitosan is available in different forms as nutraceuticals as well as for various purposes, including agricultural purposes. Then fish oil, we know it's a global product nowadays, and it's been accepted as a daily or a dietary supplement, daily dietary supplement. So it at least fish oil has reached to that heights, but remaining things, probably the squalene, chitosan, or the next few things are like collagen peptide. It's already been discussed. Then fish protein hydrolysate, then calcium. These are all still it's been in the hands of maybe like a one or two or a couple of stakeholders, or it has been underexplored. That area is totally underexplored. So when we say the value of items or bioactives that is coming from fish processing discards, you can just imagine a pyramid. So the pyramid top is occupied by the pharmaceutical industry. By volume, it is a very, very, very less. Okay, but price wise, it is the topmost. So then comes to human nutrition or nutraceutical industry. Nutraceutical means is a nutritional plus pharmaceutical. So there is one pharma comes in between. So human nutrition is just below the pharmaceutical. So food is taken as the medicine. There is no other medicine. The medicine is food. So that is the nutraceutical concept. So human nutrition, the volume wise a bit higher than the pharma, and the price is just below the pharmaceutical industry. Then comes to pet nutrition, then animal, because pets are also now equally considered as a human, like it's a family member. Most of the time, the pets are considered as a family member. So it is also coming to the the top by value. It is also coming to the top of the pyramid. And then comes to the animal nutrition, that is a farming sector. So when I say that animal nutrition, it mainly refers to the farming sector. Then comes to the agriculture. Agricultural use at present, most of the fish processing discards are channeled towards the agriculture and very less to the farming. This is the present situation, current situation. And I would like to highlight a few major major bioactive components from the past few slides. I think almost everything is almost covered. So I just want to add few points to some of the components that has been discussed. One is the collagen and collagen peptide. So this is a very simple structure on the collagen that you can just imagine. It's so it's so much folded one. Each one is too much folded. Then there are so many similar strands are there. Some 3 similar strands are there. They are folded together. Finally, you get like a ball-like structure. So this is the collagen. The same collagen, what you can find on, in your skin, our own skin, that it's present. The same collagen is present in our bone. It's there in our teeth, right? It's there in our eyes. It's there in your nails. Okay, it's there everywhere. Almost like it's there in your knees. Okay, so it's there even on your hair. So it's there from top to bottom. This is the major protein that is required by we think that this is the muscle protein that is most required for our body. No, it's not the muscle protein that is being required by the body. It's the most important protein, or the most high quantity protein that is being required is the typical collagen. And this is the structure, so complex structure. Okay, so the same collagen, you can imagine it's very difficult. Even if you get the collagen in hand, you try to or take it orally, it's very difficult for our body to digest. It will be digested to the maximum extent of 60 to 70% if it follows our normal route of digestion. So it's almost like 30 or 40% of the total collagen intake is wasted, or it is it is not absorbed by your body. But again, remember that is a protein that we require the most. Okay, there comes the importance of collagen. So what we do is, part of the digestion we do, we carry out from outside. That means you are cutting the collagen into small pieces, and you are taking it. So collagen is finally ingested in the form of very small pieces, and that can be easily digested by your body. So the 70% of absorption can be enhanced to the maybe like 90-95% at least. So that means even if you are taking collagen every day, very little quantity. Like one more thing I would like to highlight is that why we are not giving so much of importance to collagen is animal origin. So it is only present in animals. It is not present in vegetables. So probably will be the collagen intake will be daily intake will not be significant to support the body requirement that supports your skin, supports your bone, you supports your nail, hair, everything. So that is the main thing. That is why we are so particular about collagen. So if collagen deficiency is there, what happens? Again, skin health won't be proper. Okay, so that will be affecting your aesthetic appearance. Like slowly the wrinkles will come. Okay, you won't have a beautiful skin. Then your bone development won't be proper. Okay, so when we say like when we grow old, something happens. Your height, you're becoming shorter and shorter. It's nothing like you're becoming shorter and shorter. Your disc is becoming compressed, because once you get the height, that height is supported by your vertebral column, right? The vertebral length of your vertebral column defines your height. So once the height is, you have achieved that height, means you have this much of height. It cannot suppress, right? Unless you bend. Then what is happening? What is happening is the disc is it becomes less dense, and it is becoming compressed. So what happens? The height that can be supported by the vertebral column will be your height. So this is happening when there is insufficient supply of collagen. That is one of them. So like that, there are several factors that may affect the normal, the gesture of your body, the normal metabolism, the normal growth of your body. So there are several metabolic issues may arise. So that is why we are highlighting this collagen again and again. So collagen as such cannot be completely consumed. So we are going for the collagen hydrolysate or collagen peptide. See, probably maybe in the last 10-15 years, we can say that there was not even a single stakeholder on collagen peptide. As a major supplier, you can say, here and then probably I think the Meiji, Japanese company Meiji came up with the collagen peptides first, then it was taken up by several companies worldwide. So now if you just give like collagen peptide, so you may get thousands of inputs in thousands of companies, smaller, bigger, maybe just they are manufacturing collagen, and they may be supplying, or they may be the dealer, or they may be making some products that contains collagen peptides. So like the thousands of collagen peptide industries you can find. These are just a few from here and there I have put. There are a lot of products in almost all the things they are putting collagen peptide as one of the major or the very necessary, essential nutrient nowadays. So these are, see, even the chocolates you can expect, even cookies. There are several cookies are there, the candies are there, the ice creams are there, which contains collagen and collagen peptide. It comes to the cosmetic industry in the sense of cosmeceutical. Cosmeceutical is nothing like you are taking some foods that contains the ingredients which can improve or which can enhance your beauty, which is having some cosmetic value. Example, the very good example itself is collagen peptide. As I said, for a beautiful skin, you require collagen, right? So collagen peptide you incorporate in the food. So your body can take all the amino acids, essential amino acids that is required for the synthesis of collagen, and your body will naturally, it will make more collagen. So that is the principle behind that one. And we have what the research say is, it's not our research, what the research say is that you take the food, you take collagen or collagen peptide through orally through the food. It takes almost like 8 hours for the digestion and the whole process, right? That is what they say. But when you ingest on your skin, or where you exactly, so you require it on the skin, you put it on the skin, and the target organ can easily, it can absorb. That will be 5 times better than the absorption will be the 5 times better than what you take orally, because orally when you take it, it has to be first absorbed to the blood. From the blood has to take individual cells, and from the collagen has to be synthesis. So instead of that, directly apply on the site where you require collagen. So this is one of the observation that is being made, and this is what is the collagen degradation process while aging. See, towards the left, that is a younger skin. It's a beautiful, see, you can see on the top that the skin is, it's intact, where you can see that collagen is that fibers, what is given the fibrilla food, that is a collagen. There is elastin, which is supporting the collagen, that gives that texture. So where what happens is the skin is very straight. The top portion you see, where the skin is very straight, okay, because it has been supported by all these pillars. So once the pillars are broken, here and there the pillars are broken, what happens? There is nobody to support or to hold it straight. What happens? It just sags. So this is happening while aging. So this is a beautiful pictorial representation of what is happening during aging, and that sagging is called wrinkles. See, we can see everywhere and anywhere you just type that collagen. So you will get even in the beverages, now people are putting collagen. So this is the situation that it has entered everywhere. Collagen has entered in almost all the nutraceutical products, and even the products which are not healthy, there also we can expect this collagen. So this is the collagen peptide, that is, we have the collagen technology as well as collagen peptide technology. These are the products prepared by ICR CIFT. Okay. Here we can see these are some of the nutraceutical formulations which I said. This is that is a collagen has been there in the creams. So it can be in the form of infusions. Okay, this is some of the companies which is based on the oral, not on the oral, it is on the topical application that has been on the skin. Here also, see, these are some of the major stakeholders in the stakeholders. Yes, okay, fine. Yeah, sorry. They are some of the stakeholders. Okay, major stakeholders. They are the collagen peptide that is prepared by CFT, the closest to you. Then what we can see is almost 15 to 20% of the fish skin is made up of collagen. You can find fish skin as a good source of collagen. Then scales contain around 30 to 40%. This is all on weight basis. You can say that around 30%, 25 to 30, 30 to 40, even 40 up to 40%. The collagen may be the again 40 to 45%, even in the case of bones. So it's a very, very growing market. There are I'll just move to the next slides, because we have a valedictory function, it's waiting. Okay, so there is another important thing is a hydroxyapatite, which is a calcium. As I said, calcium is very important for our body. So fish is a very, very good source of calcium, and calcium is around 40 to 45% is in the form of hydroxyapatite. So that is the hydroxyapatite is the one that is present in our body. It's not present as just calcium, it is present as calcium phosphate, which is called as hydroxyapatite. So this is a hydroxyapatite bond on the left side, and towards the right, what you can call is this is a human bond. Again, on dentin, that is dentin, almost 70% of the dentin, human tooth dentin is composed of hydroxyapatite, and enamel almost like 90% above is out of hydroxyapatite. So these are some of the disc, that is the hydroxyapatite disc that we can normally in the osteoporotic bone. What happens is there is a degradation or disintegration of the bone material. There, if we are not supporting that portion, that bond will crack. So it will just break from that position. So to support that one, we put this. So there is a lot of scope for hydroxyapatite, that is around 40 to 60% of the fish bone contains hydroxyapatite, and around 50% is in the scale. This is ICFT. Then again, we have calcium for oral supplementation. This is from tuna bone. You can think of from tuna bone. These are all not very high-end technology that requires very high investment. But probably, as the previous question, I'm just suggesting this can be thought of. Then another one is, if you have a good cephalopod, that squid ink or the cuttlefish ink material, raw material in hand, you can think of taking melanin. Melanin is one of the ingredient, high value ingredient that is just coming into the market right now. This is some of the experiment that we have conducted with the melanin, that this is a hair sample, the microscopic image of hair sample, where the melanin coated sample was not giving any cracks on UV radiation. So we exposed the hair to UV. So it was giving a very clear-cut crack on here when it was directly exposed. But when we applied melanin, it was protected. That another important one is astaxanthin. This we get from shrimp head waste. Astaxanthin, basically here the major source is a shrimp. There are several other things are also there. So this is one of the thing, and these are some of the products. Then oil content, I need not say because it's already been covered in several things. That is, again, several products are there. Squalene is another important thing that we can get from the shark liver oil. This is also having a lot of therapeutic values and prophylactic values, including it has also got relevance in the cosmetic industry. Chitin, chitosan, I think no need to cover at all because it has already been covered. So there are several avenues for market penetration in the case of chitosan, not only agriculture, it has cosmetic, it has personal care products, a lot. Another one is a glucosamine hydrochloride, that is also, I think it is being discussed. Then the newer area is the CV. CV, it's a very rich source of omega-3 fatty acids and minerals, vitamins, dietary fiber, flavonoid, carotenoids, etc. CFT as a technology for that, as well as there are major key players in that is almost like the advanced countries are occupy. US, UK, Ireland is one of the, another one is the Norway is one of the major one. Then there are several challenges. Some of the challenges were covered already, that there is no data. We don't know where the waste is being available, from where I can start, from whom I can approach the nutraceutical industry. If you say that Pfizer, if we are saying that the Pfizer, they want to make some pharmaceutical products, they may not be able to directly go to the harbor, get the products, or they may not be able to directly go to the vendor and get the waste. So the only option is that you have to make a value chain where several links are there. Some people will be generating, some will be collecting it, some will be making intermediary product. That is one of the major things that has to be highlighted, because probably again coming back to the previous question, probably will not be able to start with the waste material and end up in collagen peptide. No, it may not be possible for the single company. So what the option is that you can just go for some intermediate products like collagen rich scale, collagen-rich skin, collagen-rich bone. So you remove all the other materials and make it collagen-rich and supply as an intermediate raw material. So that is one of the avenue you can just think of. There are so many other issues are there as which are mostly sector specific, that is fisheries sector specific. So many issues are there that has to be settled. But ultimately what has to be taken care of is that sector specific issues should be reduced by the nutritional abundance of considering that opportunities of fishery waste. So this is a total perceptual change that you consider it as just as a raw material. Then there are several opportunities too. So as there is very time shortages that I have to just rush through. Thank you very much for being the patient listener. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Binsi, for the informative
Thank
talk.
you, madam.
So since we are running short of time, we are directly moving to our valedictory function. And participants, if you have any queries in this talk, you may please share it in the chat box. So thank you, dear participants, for the very active involvement during the technical sessions. I now invite Dr. Emia to proceed with the valedictory and post-evaluation program. Dr. Emia, kindly unmute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to all of you to the valedictory function of the International Training Program on Advanced Techniques in Fishing and Fish Processing, jointly organized by ADO New Delhi and ICRC-IFT Cochin. Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, a pioneer research institute under the aegis of pursuing its research and extension activities in harvesting and post-harvesting sectors in fisheries during its fruitful existence since last 6 decades. The institute has been instrumental in modernizing both the fishing and fish processing sectors in the country from the time of its inception and continues to support both these industries through need-based research and technology interventions. The International Training Program on Advanced Techniques in Fishing and Fish Processing, jointly organized by ADO and ICRC-IFT, assumes greater importance as the technical expertise developed over many decades by this institute could be shared with researchers and officials from other countries. Over a period of 8 days, 103 participants from 22 different countries working in various establishments were exposed to advanced techniques in fishing and fish processing. The topics for the program were selected to give a comprehensive knowledge on advanced fishing techniques and traditional as well as innovative fish processing methods. We hope that the program was useful to all the participants and we appreciate your involvement. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Leela Edwin, Course Coordinator and Head of Fishing Technology Division of ICRC-IFT Cochin, to offer the welcome address.
Yeah. Good day and good afternoon to you all. Respected Director, ICRC-IFT, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Behra, Head of IEC Division, ARDO, other officials from ARDO Coordinator of CIFT, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Dr. Ashok Kumar, Head Fish Processing Division, other course coordinators, dear participants and my dear colleagues. The International E-Training Program on Advanced Technologies in Fishing and Fish Processing is coming to a close today. Over the past 10 days, I presume that you have had deep insights into advances in different areas of harvest and post-harvest technology of fish. And may we take it that you have found the whole exercise useful and fruitful. At the outset, let me extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Behra, Head of IEC Division, ARDO, New Delhi. I also cordially welcome all officials of ARDO to this program. May I now welcome our director, Dr. C.N. Ravishankar, who is the spirit behind the successful conduct of this training program. Dr. A.K. Mohanty was regularly communicating with the ARDO for the timely scheduling of this program and has made all arrangements for its successful conduct. Welcome you, Dr. Mohanty. Dr. Ashok Kumar, Head Fish Processing Division and Course Coordinator, is also formally welcome to this meeting. The participants' presence and active participation kept the sessions lively. I welcome each one of you from different parts of the world to this valedictory function. Welcome to all coordinators and all colleagues from our institute who are participating in today's closing meeting. I wish all the participants good luck and a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite Dr. C.N. Ravishankar, Director, ICAR Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, Cochin, to deliver the presidential address.
Yeah, hope I'm audible. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I think because different parts of the country, world, respected Dr. Beheraji and all other officials of ARDO, my own colleagues, Dr. Leela, Dr. Mohanty, Dr. Ashok, and all the, our dear participants who have joined from different parts of Asia and Africa. Once again, warm greetings to everyone from CIFT. And let me first start, thanking ARDO for this opportunity to CIFT. Okay. I would like to place on record our gratitude to Dr. Manoj Ji, the Honorable His Excellency Dr. Manoj, the Director General, for giving this opportunity for CIFT to host this training program on harvest and post-harvest technologies. And soon we are going to have one more on social science. Okay, it is starting on 13th of September. So this is I think a very good opportunity for CIFT to showcase our technology. And we are really honored to Dr. Behra. Please convey to the Director General. We are really honored and pleased to be associating with ARDO. And we are looking forward for more programs in the future. And first of all, I would like to compliment all the participants who have joined this program. And I hope this training program was useful to all of you. We know there's nothing like coming, as I said in the opening meeting also, coming here to CIFT, interacting with my colleagues physically, seeing the facility. That would have been the best. But we hope, all this pandemic will be over soon. And the next future programs will be physically held in CIFT. So that will be definitely beneficial for all of us in collaborating and developing our mutual collaboration in future with all the countries. I think the inauguration also, some of the people were texting in the that they wanted to have a collaboration. So we were suggesting probably ARDO can take it up if any member countries are interested in some collaboration with CIFT. I would request Dr. Behra, probably they can write to Director CIFT or to Dr. Jena, because who had joined for the inaugural session. If they are writing to Dr. Jena, so we can take it up further from there. Okay. So we will be very happy to collaborate with any of the member countries, both in Asia and Africa. And I hope the virtual, everything again. I would like to tell you, virtual programs have their own limitation. Okay, and also maybe the lectures and all, the too short time, we may not be able to assimilate everything or understand everything. So what my request is, you're all most welcome to be in touch with us. Okay, so please be in touch through ARDO. You can write your whatever is your requirement. CIFT will be very happy to take this further. And on this occasion, I don't want to give a big speech. It is only a closing session. So we want more feedback from the participants rather than we speaking. Okay. And I would like to compliment all my colleagues for, they're taking the pains to deliver the talks and have interaction with the participants. And I hope the participants were, enriched with whatever knowledge we were able to impart. And there is always a learning experience. I always keep telling, during our interaction, we also learn from you. And when, you people used to come here for physical meetings, we used to have country presentation. We used to learn so many things about your country also. So that we can identify what areas we can strengthen our collaboration. So we are looking forward for your continued association with us. So kindly mail us and let us know, understand what exactly is your need for your department, for your country, so that we can work together. And I'm sure Ardo will facilitate all this. So we are looking forward for strengthening our collaboration with Ardo. I wish all the participants the best in all their activities in the department. It was really a pleasure having you through virtually in this training program at CIFT. And me and my colleagues really enjoyed your company, your interaction. So we are looking forward for more collaboration in the future. Wish you all the best, and compliments to all my colleagues in CIFT for their wonderful association with this program. And once again, complimenting and thanking Ardo. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Invite Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Head of Extension Information and Statistics Division of ICAR CIFT Kochi and the ARDO Program Coordinator for his valedictory remarks.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our participants. So respected Director ICAR CIFT and respected Secretary General Dr. Manoj Nardev Singh in absentia. So Dr. Behera in his absence is representing ARDO.
Hello.
And Dr. Leela Edwin, HOD FT Division, Dr. Ashok Kumar, HOD FT Division, all our course coordinators, co-coordinators, and ladies and gentlemen. Actually, this is a great opportunity that in a virtual platform during this pandemic, we could get an opportunity to meet all of you. Though it was not that much interactive, but anyway, we cannot, we have to manage ourselves in the pandemic situation. So we know that any training program, we know any training program that requires knowledge as well as skill. So this online training program, we could provide you the knowledge, but there is some lacking in providing the skill. So we hope, so if time will come, you can come here in a physical mode, we can conduct some program here so that you can learn more things. Because this ICAR CIFT is a very potential institute in harvest and post-harvest fisheries. And we have many cutting-edge technologies which we should know. And that should be transmitted, that should be disseminated to different sectors. Because our stakeholders are many, starting from fishermen, fish processors, then exporters. So this the technologies of ICAR CIFT will be very much helpful for the sectors. So I hope you must have enjoyed all the training programs and keeping view on your regional problems and the need of your sector in different countries. We have designed the training program, and our experienced resource person must have made the training program much more effective. And for you, we have already made some pre-evaluation from the beginning of the program. Then after the program, also we have also conducted some post-evaluation through a Google Form questionnaire. That just to know the 10 days training impact of the training program during these 10 days, so that it will give us an idea how this training program will be effective, and that will also give us an idea to make further refining our course curriculum in the future. Then besides that also, we are also taken your feedback on the different aspects of the training program. That is also through Google Form. I think you all people must have given. I know out of 103 participants, maybe because of the network problem, some 71, I think some 60, 65 participants have joined today. But most of the days, many of the participants have joined. And for that also, we have made some arrangement through YouTube. We made the arrangement of live streaming of our whatever training classes. So I think you must have enjoyed all these classes. And we have also shared our PPT, and whichever we have not shared, that will also will share with Ardo. Ardo can share with all of you. And we have also compiled a e-training manual for all of you. That also will share with you through your email, and that also with Ardo also will share. And we hope, besides that, we hope that, as our director said, in future, when you expose to our many technologies, you should come forward, some research and technology collaboration. Because CFT and ICR is always committed to serve the sector, irrespective of different regions, different countries. So in overseas also, our technology has already gone. So I think 2-3 years back, our technology, Malawi, they have taken our technology. Sudan also, means this scaling machine has already been designed by Malawi people there itself. Even Sudan also, they have taken our technology and they have designed the craft. Like this, many countries also, they have taken the technology and they have also designed. That is the development in the sector by utilizing our technology. Besides that, I want to highlight that in future, you can take the opportunity of the CFT course curriculum, because we have the strength in HACCP course. That is hazard analysis critical concept. That one. Another is quality management is also another on our strength area, and also entrepreneurial development, because we have a very well furnished agri-business incubation center. So in the fishery sector, suppose you want to develop some entrepreneurial opportunities, you want to know the scopes and how to build up yourself. So startups can start up their business ventures in this sector. So we have a very strong, robust mechanism, agri-business center. So that also you can take that opportunity. So in future, whenever any course training program are being conducted by CFT, so you can take the advantage of this program. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending the whole course during these 10 days. I think maybe in between some problem, maybe there are some network problem, some electricity problem, but you have all tolerated it nicely and also cooperated it. So we thank you very much. On behalf of director, once again, I thank you all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. K. Ashok Kumar, Course Coordinator and Head of Fish Processing Division, for his special remarks. Sir, please.
Good day, everybody. Respected Director, ICR CFT, Dr. C. Ravishankar, Dr. Beha, Director ARDO, and other officials from the ARDO. Course Coordinator of the program, Dr. Leela Edwin, ARDO Program Coordinators of CFT, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, other HODs, distinguished colleagues, and other staff of ICR CFT, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. When this program closes, I have great privilege in offering felicitation to you. And as you all know, the ICR CFT has been devoting itself to research and development in the area of harvest and post-harvest technologies in the fish, and has done commendable work in research and extension activities in both these areas. ICR CFT regularly organizes training programs and short courses for various categories of stakeholders in different aspects of harvest and post-harvest fisheries. Besides, we also offer customized training program, and which has been organized on the request of different organizations, where depending upon the specific needs and the problem they want to encounter. We expect ICR CFT can play an important role in transferring these promising technologies to overseas to international training program. I take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank our Director CAFT, Director General of ARDO, and the entire team of CAFT and ARDO for organizing such a training program. I also appreciate the participants for the enormous response for the program and active participation. We earnestly hope you have benefited from our interaction, even though our interaction is virtual. We have tried to give you an overview of the fisheries, which includes the subject of seafood processing, value addition, handling and curing, coated fishery product, thermal processing, non-thermal processing, packaging, smoking, drying, high-value secondary products, protein derivatives, and marine nutraceuticals. In a way, I hope you have benefited. We hope you will be in touch with us, and any problems or any queries, please be in touch with us. We'll be really glad to assist you. I wish you all the best for all the endeavors for you, and thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I request the participants to give feedback about the training program. which will help us to improve the quality of such training programs to be conducted in the future. Please introduce yourself and share your experience about this. Yeah, participants, please.
May I speak, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning to you all. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you all for this training program. It has increased my knowledge on fish and fish processing. I will forever be grateful for this wonderful opportunity, and I hope we will continue to benefit from such trainings in the future. I am overwhelmed with the level of expertise displayed in this platform, and I thank ARDO for making it possible. I thank you, ICARCIFT. Thank you, professors. Thank you to all the hosts. Thank you, participants. And thank you to all organizers, sponsors behind the scene. Thank you all for the phenomenal lecture. I am really overwhelmed. I am really happy that I am able to learn something that I knew very little about. Thank you all for this opportunity. And I think other participants will feel the same. It's just phenomenal. It's beautiful. The level of expertise, it's phenomenal. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope we can benefit from such in the future. Thank you all. I am Aisha Dabo from the Gambia. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ma'am. This training session is very excellent. But please, one request to you, provide all PPT just according to my research topics. So please, ma'am, provide this PPT. Just training is very excellent.
Yeah, we will send you the training manuals and other resource materials by mail.
Yeah, ma'am. They are really just I learning just like because my research topic is the fish production in the fresh water, just River Ganga. So I think these PPT are the helpful for me next research. I requested to you, please provide this. These all PPT.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Really, it is. My name is Hatim from Sudan. It is a very useful training and informative. Really, we got a lot of information and regarding the fish and fish processing and what is the high techniques that is was developed by the CIFT center there in India. And really 10 days, I am very happy and all the participants. And in the future, we hope we will continue to transfer the information and share. And we hope that the center will institute will conduct a lot of training like this, and it is very useful. And thank you very much. And my special thanks goes to the scientist who's give a lot of information, and really appreciate that. And in the future, we will continue for these useful technologies. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Hello.
I'm Ibrahim.
Hello.
I don't know if. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Poyemi Ogutside from Nigeria. I actually want to appreciate ADO and the organizers of this particular training. It has been it's a very useful training so far. As an agronomist, I'm happy that I was able to participate in this particular course. I believe agriculture is not, no, is a business for now. It's not as a farming as usual. So I want to appreciate everybody. I want to appreciate the presenters, our lecturers, for how far they have, be able to disseminate this information to us. And I'm of the hope that as soon as I return back to work, I will step down. I will disseminate the training down to my colleagues at work and some other young farmers around my environs. And then I'm hoping that I will meet you someday in India too. I'll be glad to see you all. Thank you and God bless you. Oguri Okoyemi today from Nigeria.
Thank you, Oguri.
Hi. Hello.
Yes, continue.
Good time for all of participants and good morning, good evening. I will thank you for all effort it's made for make us wonderful for scientific gathering and success. We hope that we will meeting physical again and a real way to achieve the better practice result and information, because we are interested for this training and thank you for all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, anybody?
Yes. So, afternoon, from
Hello.
Yes,
Hello?
audible, please.
Dr. Naimat, please.
Yes, please. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ardo, and thank you, Sis. Thank you, the presenter, for this valuable and interesting program. Really, we got a lot of information, so that it will be help us in our to develop our fisheries in Sudan. Thank you very much, and we hope to meet you again in another valuable program. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, David.
Yeah. Good morning. This is David Kumafa calling from Ghana. I would like to express my gratitude towards this program. I will first and foremost thank all stakeholders who made it possible for this program to come to fruition. I really enjoyed the program very well, and I am a business advisor, and I will make sure that I'll put it in my action plan and visit all the fishery communities and implement this knowledge to them so that they will be able to add value to their product in order to create more jobs for unemployed teeming youth. Thank you very much once again. We wish to meet again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. My name is Ahmed from Egypt. Thank you for all. Thank you for all something, all information. Thank you for all coordinator. Thank you for participants. Thank you for your time, for helping us to learn about new information. I would like to say thank you for all. Thank you. From Egypt, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
So I would like to say special thanks to Aldo, and a very big thanks to the team of ICAR and I
and CIFT for organizing such program. And I would like to say a special thanks to all the lecturers, the presenters, and as well the organizers. And thanks to all participants that we have make immense input. I'm Ibrahim Alpha Moigwa from Sierra Leone. Literally, I've learned a lot from this training session ever since the training started. And I think it has given me a scope to develop a project as well to help local fisheries to be able to like make a meaningful contributions towards their farming in the fishery sector. So I learned a lot from the first day down to today again on the closed door for the trainings. I have gathered a lot of knowledge, which I believe if we put them to practice, because I'm working with the Ministry of Fishery here, I'm going to ensure that we develop some trainings from what I've learned from this particular one. That's why it's very good for us to have the training manuals. So we'll be able to help the local fisheries, people who does not have the adequate or insufficient materials to embark on short fruiting equipment. We'll be able to train them as to how we'll be able to protect their product, to be able to put their good things in order. So I do appreciate the training, and I appreciate everything that has happened. And as we all are saying, we hope to meet in person where we could discuss and provide remedies to some of the things that we are facing. Thank you so much. Thank you all for this wonderful training.
Thank you, sir. Next.
Hello, good afternoon from Zambia. Thank you very much. Special thanks to Ardo, and another special thanks to the organizers of this program. We've learned a lot, and us being a newly established training institution, the knowledge that we have gotten from here, we are going to redistribute it to share the technology with our fellow farmers in Zambia, and hoping that it's also the knowledge that we have gained is going to bridge the gap that is there in the imbalance of trade, where the producers suffer because they don't find the market. The little farmers that are far away from the capital city, Lusaka, their fish goes to waste because they don't have the knowledge or the technology to preserve it or to process it. Whilst at the same time, we have a lot of imported fish, especially from China. Like Zambia currently is experiencing over 100,000 metric tons annually. So everything that we are producing, again, we are not taking advantage of it to reach the corners, like if it is produced in the northern or in the southern, to reach the other part where it's needed. The other parts of the country where it's not produced is fed by the imported fish. But with this technology, we are going to put it into practice so that from whichever point in Zambia the fish is produced, it is going to be processed, and then it will reach every corner. And that will also trigger the higher production and eventually contribute to the economical development of our country. So thank you very much. And again, we looking forward to doing the practicals or to attend in person. I understand the COVID has brought all these challenges, but somehow it is also good because we are able to learn with minimal costs, and I'm sure because of the virtual classes, a lot of us we've got an opportunity to attend and learn, and still start practicing until we know the exact, or we get to produce or to reproduce the quality as per the presentations have been. But please, when the corona is done, I'm looking forward to visiting the factories or the companies where we can actually test it, because when we test it, definitely we are not going to forget, and we're going to be the best of the students of this session. Thank you very much, and wish everyone a good time in processing the fish. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
Oh, good morning, if you may allow me to say. This is Mohammed Zainal Abdin. I'm here at the United States, New York. It's still early in the morning, that's why my camera is off. I would like to thank every one of you guys on this great opportunities. And I'm a veterinarian and I work in environmental health right now. I started my career in fisheries here in Connecticut, one of the states here in America. But I moved away from this field. However, I'm planning to go back to Sudan to invest in agriculture, hopefully in intensive scale or high scale with some partners from the United States. This course was so great, so helpful. And hopefully I will keep your contact, guys, here, if you may, for future contact. So I'll definitely visit India, hopefully soon. And definitely the people of Sudan here, especially the participants from Sudan, they will hopefully will allow me to keep the contact as well. So they will be great support. Thank you again. Thank you very much. And it's really great opportunity. I invite you, if you stop by for any visit to New York, please give me a call. You have a friend here. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else who wants to share the experience? I think if there is no one, we will move to the next item. So we are reaching the end of this closing ceremony. May I now call upon Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Behera, Head of IEC Division, ARDO, New Delhi, for delivering the formal vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, it is audible.
In fact, actually, there was a net problem over here. I just missed the last speaker when he was saying from America. Okay, so where we stand now? Dr. Ramaya, will you please update me?
Sorry, sir, you were invited for delivering the vote of thanks.
Okay. I'm sorry for that because of the net issue actually. So anyhow, respected Director Dr. C.N. Ravishankar-ji, in his absence, I believe he has gone for a meeting right now. There's some other important assignment. And Dr. Leela Edwin, Head of the Department of FN Technology Department. Dr. K. Ashok Kumar, Head of Food Processing Division. Dr. Amulya Kumar, Head of the IES Division and Principal Coordinator of this training program. Faculty members, resource persons who are present here, and participants. It's actually a great honor in my part. On behalf of the Secretary General, I am here for the vote giving ceremony. And on behalf of ARDO, I am extending my sincere thanks to CIFT, its director, and Dr. Amulya Kumar Mohanty, as well as both the course director, Dr. Leela Edwin and Dr. Ashok Kumar ji, for their continuous support, and especially to Dr. Amulya Mohanty and Dr. C.N. Ravishankar, who have actually contacted us at any point of time. We also contacted them at any point of time, irrespective of whether it is an evening or for the successful completion of this training program. And I know that CIFT people, they have worked very hardly and make this program successful, especially on the behind the screen. Actually, the person who really worked is Mr. Chandrasekhar ji. So my sincere thanks to Mr. Chandrasekhar ji. And in the same way, from my side, actually, from Ardo side, one gentleman, Mr. Kamal Dhameja, our technical officer, he also actually worked continuously and coordinate everything with the CIFT. And actually, I took over the responsibility of the IC division in the month of June, and the immediate task that Mr. Kamal said, sir, let us establish the link with CIFT and organize some training program. And luckily, I got my counterpart, Dr. Mohanty, who is also equally very helpful to all. Similarly, our participants, in a very short notice, the country government and the participants responded us, and they participated very actively in this program. And I'm happy to inform you that, especially to our colleagues from CIFT, that we have already received, because of this training program, we have already received several queries in relation to the technical collaboration between CIFT and their respective country. 3 countries, they called me personally for these technical collaborations. They are Zambia, Sudan, and Namibia. So they have already approached us actually and called us personally. So it is a very good beginning, I'll say. And since actually this training program might be coming to an end, but our relation, our collaboration will continue for a quite long time. And on behalf of the Secretary General, I just want to wish one more thing, that actually there is one fisheries training institute in Taiwan and another fishery training institute in Kenya. Our Secretary General's plan to link all these training institutes together for greater collaboration in the area of research, technical collaboration, and so that ultimately the benefits should go to the ARDO member country and other countries of Asia and Africa. So these are the few things that I have to say. And on behalf of the Secretary General, I once again thanks all of you, all stakeholders of this training program. And we have a system of alumni. Whosoever attends our training programs, they become alumni of ARDO, and we definitely keep contact with each and everybody. We inform them about the various training program activities. We send them the newsletters, journals, e-journals. So we'll keep doing that with all the participants. And I know, as everybody told, that this is a virtual platform. There are certain limitations. I fully agree to that. And at the same time also, there are a few advantages. Like if it would have been a physical training program, then there would be very less number of participants, maybe 15 or 20. Now we have got at least 80 to 85 active participants in this training program, which is a big thing. And at least the technology and the whatever we discuss, it went to a larger audience. So that way I'm happy. And once again, on behalf of ARDO, I extend my sincere thanks to all and other faculty members and the technicians and other members and my colleagues in ARDO Secretariat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request all the participants, faculty, coordinators, and all who are present here to kindly switch on their camera for taking a group photo. Yeah. Kindly switch on your camera if there is no connectivity problem.
It's okay, madam.
Chandrasekhar sir.
So far, many people are not came.
Okay. Yeah, please wait.
Ramya, once again, you just announced it. Many people are not came.
Okay. Dear participants, kindly switch on your camera for taking a group photo. So one by one, they are switching on. Sir. Dear participants,
Somewhat we take, no problem.
okay,
Okay, no
sir,
problem.
okay.
Maybe
Okay,
network
sir.
problem. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
Another thing that
I think Chandrasekhar has taken screenshot.
yes. Today, sir.
Okay. Actually, I think the post-training evaluation question paper.
Okay, now switch on.
Both
Switch on.
these,
Switch off. Now switch off the videos.
Okay, thank you. Auto session is over.
yes,
Sir?
yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Now the
Thank you, sir.
post-evaluation form is sent to your mail.
Yeah, as well as the feedback form. So kindly fill it and send back.
Okay, madam, already fill up and already sent.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
the participants have sent. It's my pleasure.
Okay, thank you everyone. We have come to the end of this valedictory function. Once again, we convey our sincere thanks to ARDO and all the participants for your active participation. Wishing all of you all the very best in the life ahead. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, participants.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aldo.
Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you. See you inshallah.
Thanks so much, Adolf.
Okay, thank you, Aldo. Thank you, CIFT, ICR. See you
Thank you so
in
much.
the see you in picture. See you in future. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Everyone, bye.